hours a day do you think you're spending on your cell phone? Do you feel panic? Maybe some stress when you don't know where your cell phone is? Do you have to check your phone regularly? Or can it just sit on the nightstand unnoticed? Do you think a person can suffer damage just from having a cell phone in the room with them? I'd like you to take a guess at how long you actually spend on your cell phone. Maybe some of you'd say 1 or 2 hours. Well, to get to the truth of the matter, take the number that you've guessed and multiply by 2. In a study by Dr. Richard House, people were asked to just write down how long they actually spent on their cell phones. In that log over 2 weeks, it turned out that people thought maybe 1, 2 hours max that they were spending on these cell phones. The application that was loaded into the cell phones that recorded the actual time they were spent using them showed that the figure they guessed or recorded or thought that they were using was actually multiplied by 2. That translates to roughly 1/3 of the day spent using a cell phone. Now, many of us use our cell phones because we're bored. We need to occupy some time. Maybe we're waiting for a plane. Or we're just on a commute. Here are the figures on how often we use our cell phones and the percentage. 25% use a cell phone during idle time at school. 18% while commuting. 22% before and after sleeping. 10% while waiting in a line. Another 10% while in the bathroom. 13% while eating. And 5% while exercising. Often these times could have been used to study. The technology of a phone can give us email, weather, answers to questions, social media, and games. Could something so powerful also be harmful? In a University of Chicago study that had people with their cell phones inside in another room, the data came back showing that cognitive decline was shown by people just having the cell phone in the room. This fact was attributed to, even though people weren't checking their cell phone, part of their mind was tied up, keeping them from checking the cell phone that they knew was in the room with them. The use of the cell phone, not unlike any daily process that we go through, can be a vice or a virtue. The activity can be used to help others with an emergency call, or to just see if there are items needed at the grocery store. The overuse can hinder relationships or isolate people. The best approach is to be aware of your use and not to forget that there is no substitution for human contact. A recipe post is not the same as the delivery of a hot casserole. A visit is more personal than a 5-second post. So it's Thanksgiving. Put your phone down. Connect with your family. Thank you and good evening.